Spring break and summer camps are getting ready to go. So if you're kind of dealing with winter right now or wishing for spring and summer, we already have parents calling.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing in Charleston is the supply of camp seats does not match the demand, and that's not true in all regions, but it is true here. And it causes a scramble and stress on the part of parents.
I can see that.
So I wanted to kind of put a shout out that we're getting close to open camp registration. I mean, really in the first few days we're booked. And most of the organizations I know that offer camp are in a similar situation. So, and I'll tell you a story that made me make a change at the museum. I was in a meeting and there was a teacher from Charleston Public Schools in the meeting, and we were talking about this disparity in that there's so many people who need camp and not as many camp seats. And she said, yes, I had twins this year right when the Children's Museum was getting ready to open camp, and I knew they'd open it at midnight, and I was in labor, and I was like, we've got to get these twins out because I've got to get camp registered for my older child. And I thought, of course I wanted to fall under the table in embarrassment, but I was like, oh my gosh, I have moms this stressed and worried that they're in labor worrying about registering for camp. So we actually have made a big change. We are opening camp to the public on February 2nd at 8 a.m. Not midnight like we have done in the past, apparently. So we've made that change. The other change but the thing we do is we do open it a day early for museum members. So it is one of the strongest benefits of being a member of the museum is being able to get into camp. And I can't tell you, you know, camp registration happens happily without my hands in it. We've got great people who do that. But I get the calls later from people who say, I really got to be in a camp. What do I have to do to be in a camp? And it's so disappointing to be able to have to tell them, we just can't because there's ratios and we want to hold to them. And I will put in a plug. We have, our education team is just outstanding. All of them have degrees in elementary or early childhood education. They start working on camp in the fall. They have different themes for every week, so if families want their child the whole week, the child will never repeat an experience or a lesson, which is great. And our camp counselors, we're actually working in partnership with the College of Charleston's School of Education this year to recruit our camp counselors. So it's really an elevated experience for camp at the Children's Museum, and we're doing everything we can, looking at some renovations perhaps to try to get more seats in camp and make that happen for families, because we know how desperate it is to find that.
And when does camp actually start?
Right when school's out. So, and we're even going the week of 4th of July. We're off on the 4th, so it's not a full week, but we're closed that day. But yeah, all summer. If school's out, we're going.
And what ages?
We are doing, thank you for asking that. We are doing 5- and 6-year-olds and junior campers, and 7- and 8-year-olds are senior campers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And what types of things do they do in camp? We've been seeing all these cute pictures here.
Well, we make sure there's learning activities throughout the day. There is time in the museum because that's what's fun about the museum, but our educators really are we've got, like, for example, Jedi camp, Harry Potter themes. So all the crafts that they'd work on, all the art projects, all the activities will kind of relate to a theme. So you can look at those themes, a lot of STEM and STEAM happening, because we want the kids ready, you know, and have it be educational as they're going back to school.
Different things for all different interests.
That's right. That's right. So if you're just looking for something, you know, for the kids, and you can find interest. If you really need that camp activity all summer for kids, that's there too.
Yeah, this isn't just something to, you know, pass the time. This is something that will actually help prepare them for the next school year.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, they can, summer slide is real. And kids that have academic enrichment in the summer just don't slide as much. We know that. So that was why I was in a meeting with a teacher, because we were talking about what we all can do together for school, for kids to make summer not so much of a time. We want it to be fun, we want it to be enjoyable, but we also know we can weave in there a way that it doesn't make September so much harder.
So it's February 2nd at 8 a.m.?
February 2nd for the public, February 1st if you're a museum member.
Okay, and how can they do that?
It's on our website.
Okay, perfect. Karen, thank you so much. I think that's going to be such a great thing for our kids. So don't forget to register. You heard her. It really sells out early.
Yeah, because I can't help. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, and as much as I want to, it breaks my heart. But you know, you got to get in there and register, so because they sell out fast.
All right, perfect. Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you.